Verstappen of Red Bull and Alonso of Alpine finished unexpectedly top two in the Canadian Grand Prix' rainy qualifying session. Verstappen was undoubtedly impressive, as always in the rain. However, Alonso was arguably the star of qualifying. Although Alonso has looked fast all weekend, damp or dry, and continues to show at 40, that age has not dimmed his talent, as he has always insisted since returning to F1 at the beginning of 2021.
If I see a chance, for sure I will try to overtake him, but if there is no possibility, I will not do any kamikaze moves. We want to capitalize on this position.
For access to more thrilling videos from this channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Fernando Alonso lit up the stands with joy as he crossed the finish line to get P2 in qualifying for the Canadian Grand Prix. He also drifted flawlessly around the last curve. The Alpine A522 vehicle has a history of posting strong qualifying performances. Last weekend was no exception. However, getting a seat on the front row in front of Carlos Sainz in the Ferrari was unquestionably a significant accomplishment. Since winning the pole position for the 2012 German Grand Prix in a Ferrari, Alonso has never qualified on the top row of the grid. Alonso is frequently praised as the master of Formula One race starts, so it was surprising to see him go off slowly.
Alonso was a little slow.
Despite this, he was still able to contain Carlos Sainz. Alonso retained his fellow Spaniard in third place, allowing him to pass Verstappen. Sainz could quickly pass him inside the first few circuits, thus, this would only persist for a short period. Later, Alonso also lost out on a free pit stop because he was just about to enter the pit when a virtual safety car appeared. He was forced to compete under green flag circumstances, giving some of his competition the advantage. His race took a turn for the worse on lap 20 when he experienced a power unit problem. A podium finish that had been projected suddenly became a race to the finish line to get some respectable points. He dropped the order and ended up in Bottas's clutches due to the engine issue and a pit stop plan that backfired because of the timing of the virtual safety cars, which indirectly prompted Alonso's furious defense. If his Sunday had gone without significant issues, Alonso felt convinced he could have competed with Lewis Hamilton for the last podium spot. Additionally, the Spaniard suffered from poorly timed safety cars, which his Alpine team declined to use. Was Alonso a victim of team instructions? Yes, is the apparent response. In the closing moments of the race, Fernando Alonso was eager to pass his teammate, but his race engineer, Carl Sainz, advised him to maintain his place. Otmar Szafnauer, the Alpine team principal, later defended this choice by pointing out that Alonso was suffering from a powertrain problem that cost him precious straightaway speed. He said that it was futile to enable racing between the two due to this. The drivers were in situations that let the Enston-based team earn respectable points. Esteban Ocon finished in 5th, followed by Fernando Alonso in 6th. It just did not make sense for the team to switch positions, as they would have ended up with the same number of points. Fernando Alonso regretted that this was an issue despite Otmar's quickly dismissing the concept, particularly given that it wasn't the first race when he had to withdraw due to a mechanical problem with the vehicle. In 2 races this season, he encountered problems that resulted in DNFs. He could not compete in either race because of an engine problem in the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix and chassis damage at the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix. Although it would be a stretch to claim that issues solely affect his automobile, one might see his justification. Alpine will undoubtedly return to the midfield battle if they can resolve dependability difficulties. This is further supported by colleagues completing every race this season, earning 39 points in contrast to Fernando Alonso's pitiful total of 18. On the one hand, Alonso has shown that his age is not a barrier to success. He has often shown that he still has it with his explosive racing starts and joyous overtakes. When Alonso began to face pressure from Alfa Romeo driver Bottas behind the race's final stage, he was stranded behind teammate Esteban Ocon of Alpine in 7th place. Alonso fiercely defended against the Finn with little over a lap remaining in the 70-lap race by weaving on the long straight before the closing chicane, forcing Bottas to abandon a possible attack. Alonso also missed out on a 6th place by 0.3, but the FIA stewards called him after the race to answer questions about the maneuver. The stewards determined that the Spaniard made frequent changes of direction. They thus compelled Bottas to lift, violating the rules, particularly Article 2B of Chapter 4, Appendix L of the FIA International Sporting Code. As a result, Alonso received a 5-second time penalty, which would cause him to slide from 7th to 9th place, behind Bottas and Zhou of the Alfa Romeo team. He and Alpine lose 4 critical points due to the incident, and he also receives 1 penalty point, increasing his 12-month total to 6. Despite Alonso's punishment, Alpine nonetheless achieved significant success in the battle for 4th place in the Manufacturers' Championship. With 10 points, it has closed the gap on McLaren, who did not score in Canada, to 8 points. If his race had gone without significant issues, Alonso felt convinced he could have competed with Lewis Hamilton for the last podium spot.
Came and I was just entering the pit when he ended, so we decided to stay out. Yeah, we were unlucky once more with the BSC. I was just on the start-finish line when so that was a little bit unlucky there. But the biggest problem, to be honest, was the engine. We had an engine problem in lap 20 or something like that. We were just or retiring the car or we just staying on the DRS train with the cars in front just to defend, because on the straights we were losing 1 second.
Well, you've been so strong and you've not been able to convert it.
Yeah, I don't know.
We have come to the end of today's video. Please don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed it.